And it's one of the scariest things I've had to learn as a parent is how to cope with a child with a food allergy that could and would kill them. Happy end of summer. Happy back to school in a few days. I guess that's good news. This was a timely topic that I felt needed to be discussed, and I really wanted to talk about it as we are days away from school starting. So everyone knows 2 out of 3 of my boys, my oldest Finn and my youngest Kai, are both anaphylactic peanut allergy kids. It's not hereditary, not genetic. We have no idea why they have these allergies, but they do. We found out very young when they were babies, and it's one of the scariest things I've had to learn as a parent is how to cope with a child with a food allergy that could and would kill them if they don't have a life-saving device. And I find this time of year I get very sensitive to the topic. I'm in a lot of mom groups on social media, and the topic is discussed a lot. It's usually brought up in the form of what the heck do I send my kids, what do I send for lunch for my kids for school? And the topic starts from there, and you can see it coming. You know it's happening. The people that start complaining about kids with food allergies and all the restrictions that are put on in school because of these food allergies. And in the beginning, I used to get very upset and very defensive and almost lash out at the ignorance in these comments, in my opinion. And now I'm just trying to teach people as best I can to be compassionate and understanding for these children and for these parents that fear every day their kids go to school. When Finn was in JK, he had a peanut reaction. Now, peanuts were not allowed in the school, but it was believed that it happened because a child had had peanut butter for breakfast, and they had it either on their hands or their mouth, and they came to school and touched the same doorknob. That's the only way that we could ever figure out the cross-contamination that happened. That or somebody had snuck peanuts in their child's food. Regardless, my son did stop breathing with me. I got to the school fast enough and he went unconscious, blue unconscious, and I had to stab him with the EpiPen and call the ambulance. And let me tell you, single most scariest moment I've ever had as a parent. So when this topic comes up for debate, it kills me inside that it's even a topic. How many people will say, but my kid will only eat peanut butter sandwiches, or it's not fair, these kids should be secluded into another room if they have food allergies. Well, let me just very briefly touch on that. If your kid can only eat peanut butter sandwiches, it's time that you open their eyes to other food, because peanut butter is loaded in sugar. Not only that, it's not a healthy lunch. And I'm not saying my kids have healthiest lunches ever either. But I'm not saying stop giving them vegetables. I'm saying please don't bring peanuts to school. And maybe you should increase your child's palate if you're telling me that they can't go to school without eating a peanut butter sandwich. Because I'm going to tell you right now, your child's desire to have a peanut butter sandwich because they're picky could kill my child. No child is ever going to starve because they didn't eat their lunch at school because their mom made them a ham sandwich and they wanted a peanut butter sandwich. But my child can die because your kid brought a peanut butter sandwich to school. And then you get the topic of people saying they should be segregated and having their own lunchrooms. What year is this that we're okay with segregation in any form? So my child, who has a deadly allergy, which is of no fault to his own, should now go sit in a separate lunchroom away from his peers so he can have lunch without fear of dying while the other kids in the classroom eat peanut butter? That's completely illogical. And I think that as parents, we need to really, really think of our priorities, because you would be surprised how many people argue to me saying that the peanut allergy specifically, because that's most schools and most school boards have that as a complete ban, is such an inconvenience to their lives. I don't care. I don't feel bad for you if it's an inconvenience. It's an inconvenience for me. I'm learning, since I had children, how to deal with food allergies. I don't have any, nor does my husband. But it's something that's life or death. And if your child had something that could kill them, you better believe we would make every precaution, every change in this house to make sure your child was safe. And also on the topic of segregation, not only is that just ludicrous and disgusting in my mind, they can still die if peanut is in the school. Like I told you the story of my son, it is believed to have been on their hands. So you're telling me that you can have a classroom full of kids eating peanut butter sandwiches and then a classroom of segregated children eating their non-peanut food. What happens in the schoolyard? Are now teachers, supervisors supposed to be scrubbing these peanut lunchrooms down every single time? No. Who's got the money and the time to provide for that? Nobody does. It's an illogical response, guys. I'm telling you, I am sorry that both my children have this deadly allergy. I wish more than anything they didn't. Every time they're out of my hands and I send them to school or to a friend's house or to hockey, I fear for their lives because there are so many people that don't consider the importance of their food allergy. There are so many people that don't care. And there's so many people that do care but won't know how to administer an EpiPen. And these are the fears my husband and I live with every single day. So whenever I see the topic of people annoyed that their children can't bring a peanut butter sandwich to school, or that their children can't have peanuts at school, or things with peanuts or may contain peanuts, I'm sorry, but your child needs to increase their palate just as my child has to, because they can't have peanuts either. And if you came to me and said, my child is allergic to whatever the food is, and it's my child's favorite food, you better believe my child's going to find a different favorite food, because I would never put somebody in harm's way, especially a little kid who's been sent to school where their parents believe they're safe and hope that they're protected and hope someone is going to have regard for their lives while they're out of their parents' control. And I just wish people were more empathetic to parents like myself and my husband and so many others who live in fear every day. Your peanut butter sandwich is not more important than my child's life. It is pure and simple. And don't give me the excuse it's hard to pack their lunches. Because if you want to talk, send me a message, leave a comment, and I'll provide you a million options. And thankfully, it's such a no allergy that there are so many products now with the peanut-free label. So all I'm saying is, when you have these arguments with people, when you post on Facebook what am I going to serve because of these peanut allergy kids, please really take a look in the mirror and realize you're talking about a child's life. And what's more important, and really be empathetic to how hurtful that is to the parents and to the kids. And no, they will never be segregated if that's your idea, because this is not the 1900s and we've evolved. And we believe in inclusion and protecting each other and looking out for other people's kids. So I don't mean to get too ranty here, but I just see this conversation every year at this time of year, and it breaks my heart because nothing is more important than a child's life. Nothing. And whatever I can do to save somebody else's child, I'm going to do it, no matter how inconvenienced I am. And all I ask, and all other allergy parents ask, is can you please do the same for our children? And please consider that a desire for a favorite food, is never more important than somebody's life. And it is that simple. Anyhow, I hope everybody has a great first day back to school. If you have any questions or comments about this, please comment below. Please like and subscribe and follow along with me and my crazy family. But I am more than happy to discuss food allergy with people and give a lot of options and ideas that I've learned over the last 9 years of how to pack lunches and snacks and be safe. Have a great, great day. Enjoy the last few days of summer. Peace out, people.